Hi YouTube, Maika here. In this video, we're going to get into how you can create an elevator pitch for your book. Let's get into it. As some of you might know, I'm the co-author of Dear Haiti, Love ALAINE, which I wrote with my sister Maritza. And in this video, I'm going to be giving some pointers on how you can create an elevator pitch for your book. So first things first, what exactly is an elevator pitch? An elevator pitch is something that salespeople use to be able to succinctly talk about the product it is that they're selling. So for us as authors, you can think of yourself as you're the salesperson and the product that you're selling, if I keep doing air quotes, is the book that you've written. So first things first, you've written the book, which is a feat in and of itself. You should give yourself a round of applause, give yourself a pat on the shoulder, like you have done the hard part. The easiest part should be talking about all of the hard work that you've done. But what I found is that it is actually, it can sometimes be a little bit harder talking about the book that you've written. Part of the reason that I think it's hard for us to be able to talk about our own books is because we are so close to the product, if you will. We've, cried over it, we've sweated over it, we put all of this effort, we know all of the characters, we know all of their motivations. So trying to be able to tell someone who hasn't necessarily heard about your book exactly what it's about in a brief way, it becomes like you're trying to take something that is this big and fitting it into a circle that is this small. And it is a little bit challenging. So the best way to be able to do that is by practicing. So the idea of the elevator pitch, comes into being, if you will, because it's the idea, again, that if you walk into an elevator and let's say there's somebody standing in there and you turn around and it just so happens to be someone who is the very best person for your product, which we can get into what that might look like later. But let's say you get into an elevator, the person looks like somebody who you can pitch your book to, and you only have 30 seconds or the length of an elevator ride to be able to tell them everything about your book. So because I want to practice what I'm preaching, I'm going to tell you the elevator pitch or the brief synopsis of Dear Haiti, Love ALAINE. All right, and generally you want to keep your elevator pitch to be about 30 seconds or so. If it goes a little bit over, nobody's going to hold it against you, but the briefer the better, and that way you're able to really capture the person and let them know everything about your book as quickly as possible. Dear Haiti, Love ALAINE is about 17-year-old Alaine Beaupalin. She gets sent to Haiti after a prank goes terribly wrong. While she's there, she learns more about a curse that's been plaguing her family for generations, and she's also able to reestablish a relationship with her mother, who is a very high-profile journalist who happens to be laying low in Haiti after her own very public outburst. While Alaine is in Haiti, she learns more about the curse, sets out on trying to break it, and learns about her family history, her Haitian heritage, and all of the things and different parts of her that make her who she is. So, what are some things that you should keep in mind when creating your elevator pitch? First things first, you want the person that you're speaking with to know who the main character of your story is. And the best way to do that is to give a really brief snapshot, if you will, of who that person is in as few words as possible. So for Dear Haiti, Love ALAINE, we very quickly say that our main character is 17-year-old Alaine Beaupalin. And you know that she's Haitian American and she gets sent to Haiti after a prank goes wrong. So that is really quickly boiling down who your character is. Now you have to talk about what your character's motivations are. Now, you of course are talking about this throughout the course of your novel, so trying to really dig into what your character's motivations are in 30 seconds or less is a very big task, but you can do it. So what we do is that we talk about why Alaine is getting sent to Haiti. The reason why she gets sent to Haiti is because a prank goes terribly wrong, and then she finds out more about this family curse that she's sets out on trying to break it. So those are her motivations. She's setting out to go to Haiti to break this family curse. It's also important for you to talk about what your character is going to learn on this journey. It's really a way for you to say, what are some of the key takeaways that you would like someone to have after they've read your book. So for us, it's important for people to know that throughout the course of Dear Haiti, Love ALAINE, Alaine is going to learn more about her family history, she's going to learn about her Haitian heritage, and she's going to set out to learn more about the different sides of her that make her who she is. And I think when somebody hears that, they're going to know and understand, like, okay, This is a journey about self-acceptance. This is a journey about legacy. This is a journey that's going to have a little bit of fun because there's a curse, and of course there's mythical and elements throughout the story, so that people, when they hear the pitch, they'll be able to have a quick high-level overview about what the book is about. If you're able to, it's really a great time towards the end of your pitch for you to be able to include maybe a little teaser or a twist or something that the reader doesn't necessarily know just from, let's say, hearing the title of your story, or even in the brief synopsis that you've given, just something that can help them to know that something else is about to happen. So when you say that Elaine is trying to, or when we say that Elaine is trying to break the family curse, and she learns more about her mom's political fiasco after she's laying low in Haiti from her own situation, it's just a little bit intriguing, and you're trying to figure out, like, oh, well, what exactly happened? What did Elaine's mom do that caused her to have to lay low in Haiti? What did Elaine do herself that caused, or what exactly was the prank that Elaine did that caused her to be sent to Haiti? And then it's just a little bit left undone, if you will, that the person who is listening to it might want to decide, oh, this is a book that I want to learn more about, or a book that I want to pick up. So there you have it. Those are some really quick and easy tips on how you can create an elevator pitch. So to recap, first, you have to share who your main character is. Next, you have to share what is the catalyst for your story, or share a little bit about your character's motivations. Then you want to make a mention of what your character is going to be learning on their journey. And then finally, you're going to give a little bit of a teaser, a little bit of a quick snapshot, or mention something in a way that would encourage the reader to find out a little bit more about your story. So there you have it, how to create an elevator pitch for your novel. I think that about sums it up. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you have any tips on how to create an elevator pitch that I haven't mentioned, also include that in the comments. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. All right, bye.